What is up, Mr. Ding? We are back. Smack Talk taking place on Wednesday. Of course, 6 o'clock in the West, 9 o'clock in the East. I know you've been traveling a little bit. I'm sure it's good to be home. Power Slap 13 announced International Fight Week, June 27th. How exciting that is. What's going on, Ding? You're shaking your head already. Am I spitting some bad facts already or what?
Nah, I'm just rusty, man. I left the Slab News backdrop on.
Okay. What's wrong with that? Are we not smack news or not slap news?
Yeah, but I just let you know. It's supposed to be a nice transition, and it wasn't.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm rocking a new backdrop myself. Got a new setup here. Hopefully, the audio quality is all right. We did some testing earlier today to make sure. We had a little incident in the studio this past week. And so we are doing remodeling to make it all happen. And I'm glad that we would be here. We wouldn't be anywhere else except for here with you guys. Power Slap number 13 coming up. I mean, we got a lot to break down. What are some of those dream matches that we want to have? We've got a star-studded lineup ready here tonight. We've got Damien Dibbell going to be joining us. We also have the crazy Hawaiian. And who else do we have, Ding? Cooper Housley's
Cooper
going to come
Housley.
in.
Cooper Housley.
And yeah, maybe we got a
Sassbilly.
special, I'll say special guest. I mean, Sassbilly's batting less than 500 for interviews that he shows up to. So I'm not going to get too excited yet until we see his big smiling face down there in the Carolinas up on our show. But lots to talk about, as I said, Power Slap 13 International Fight Week. And of course, Slap News is going to be bringing it to you all week long. If you're flying to Vegas, get in there early. We are planning, I could probably say it. We'll be planning multiple events, International Fight Week. That's what I'll say. Slap News is going to be, once again, increasing the game that we're doing. We've got some great partners that we're going to be working with, and we're going to be bringing a ton of exciting things for you, the fans, to be able to meet the athletes of Power Slap, to be able to come and mingle with us and everything that we do, and get a flair and a taste of some of the sponsors that are involved with Power Slap. So, without further ado, Ding, do we have Mr. One Damien Dibbell in the studio yet?
We do. Let's get it on. The heavyweight champion, reigning, defending, undisputed, Damien the Bell Dibbell.
Hey, what's going on, man?
There he is. What's going on, champ?
Not much. Just been living life, training hard, waiting for opportunity.
One day at a time, right?
Yeah, pretty much. You don't get no news, so we're just training hard, waiting to hear anything.
I mean, I wouldn't say you get no news. You got the news that Power Slap 13 is June 27th.
Yeah, there's an event happening.
Are you busy that weekend? I'm asking for a friend.
For a friend. No travel plans yet, so just keep chugging along, waiting.
What's let's just get right into it. Obviously in the spirit of time, what is going on with your division, man? Like, what's in the water, in the air? Like, people going at each other. Nate Bernard's turned into a heel. Like, there's a lot going on, man. What's happening?
There's a whole lot of drama. I don't really stay up to date with all that's going on. I just know I remember hearing about West and Pono going at it. They had some beef going on, so I could see a match starting between those two top five guys, in my opinion, that are really ready for a title match, but aren't quite there yet. So I could definitely see a match there. I mean, Crazy Juan's talking about being at heavyweight, weight right now. He actually made the cut down, so I know he's gunning for immediate title shot. Whether they give it to him or not, it's really in the hands of Eric and Frank. But that's a possibility for someone in the top five as well.
Yeah, it's a good point you bring up. So he's actually gonna be on the show a little bit later today. What would your message be to the Crazy Hawaiian if you guys had a chance to have words?
I mean, I'm honestly open to the match. I was happy to take that match as me going up to super heavyweight. So him coming down to weight, it really doesn't matter to me. I'll always be open for anybody.
Do you still have aspirations to pick up a second belt at Super?
Oh, of course. I either super light heavyweight. I prefer super because I'm starting to push those heavier 270, 280. So I'd rather not cut back down, but if that's what the opportunity is, I'm open to it.
So you'd like to be a small super heavyweight?
Oh yeah.
Interesting. You think when you get there, Dumpling's still the champion?
I don't see anyone taking out Dumpling for a good while, so I could definitely see a match between me and Dumpling happening in the future.
We did this last week with a guy that I think it was last week. I might be tripping. I don't know. I'm getting old. It was last week, maybe 2 weeks ago. I said a name, and Wolverine would tell me what he thinks about where that person's at in the division and whether or not they're ready for a title shot. So in his case, a couple things that he said was, this guy should go against this guy. He probably needs one more fight before he can get a title. This guy is ready for a title, that kind of thing, if you catch my drift. So I'm going to say a couple names for you, and you just kind of tell me your thoughts on where they're at in the division and what they need to do to get to see you. Let's go backwards. I did it the other way with him. We'll start with Brian Ellis.
I feel like at this point he's a good 2-3 fights away from a title shot. Like he's going to need a good knockout or two before they start looking at him again, just because he got knocked out by Aaron Turner. And they fighting against me, you don't really want to have those knockouts already on your record because of my power and my history. Bringing in someone that has a history of being knocked down or knocked out just usually is not going to end well. So they probably want to see his chin tested and see him get a couple more fights before he gets any sort of title fight.
That was a really nice way to say that I'm probably going to knock him out. That was nice. Aaron Turner. I mean, that's what you just said. I'm just saying, man. Like, let's just call a spade a spade. That's literally what you just said.
I said it a lot nicer than that.
You did. Aaron Turner.
I put some effort into going around that point. What do you mean?
I'm sure he'll appreciate it. No, I don't think he will. But Aaron Turner.
Aaron Turner, honestly, after seeing his last performance, I'd say like 2 fights before they look at you, and then you need to have a good knockout. You need to really fix a couple things and show that you have the rule set down and you're going to be at least not flinching in your matches. Like, they really don't like when you start flinching in the matches. So, they want to see improvement there. So I'd say a good couple fights, but I think he's like mid in the division right now.
Zakir.
I mean, I haven't really seen a lot. He had the one fight. So, I mean, I've seen crazier things. I could see him getting an opportunity if he gets 2 knockouts. Like, he gets 1 knockout against someone mid or even higher up there. Like, if he goes and knocks out West or Pono, like, I could see that happening. But I feel like he's 1 or 2 fights away. But he's definitely someone that they could look at in the future.
All right, let's make it a little harder. A good friend of yours, James Siegman, who's in the chat right now, accusing us of deleting his comments. No, we did not delete your comments, sir. We don't participate in censorship. I don't know what he said. For the record, I can't tell you what he said because the comments are not there. He's somebody deleted it. I don't know who it was.
YouTube probably censored him.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Whatever it wasn't very nice. But anyway, James Siegman.
Honestly, I'd put him right there at like Aaron Turner, Brian Ellis. They're like mid. Probably going to need a fight or 2. Like, he had that basically draw with Nate Bernard. In my opinion, Nate won that fight. We see different things, but that was too close of a fight to be trying to get a championship fight, especially after Ryan Phillips knocked out Nate. I knocked out Nate. A testament to Nate's improvement, but he really needs to show out if he wanted a title shot. So that definitely set him back.
All right, we're getting spicier. Dorian, let's go Dorian.
Listen, man, I know some people say it shouldn't happen. I would love to fight Dorian again, immediate rematch. But I feel like after the performance with Pono, they might want him to do one more match just because there's a couple close calls and Pono's been really vocal about them penalties that he saw that didn't get called. So I could definitely see them giving him 1 or 2 more fights before giving him a rematch. But he's definitely he's up there in the top heavyweights.
I mean, he's sitting at number one. All
Yeah.
right, and I'll end
He
with.
is number-
I'll leave Wes and Pono alone. I'll end with Nate Bernard.
Honestly, like, even though he's ranked number 2, I don't think he's really a number 2 in heavyweight. Like, I feel like he needs a good couple fights, kind of like the mid, like a Brian Ellis level, needs a couple fights before he gets a championship fight. Just because of the 2 knockouts and then the loss against James Seekman. It's really shocking that he's at number 2 right now, just compared to, all the other guys I've been fighting recently.
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna turn this over to Corey, but I'm just gonna let you know, full disclaimer, you are gonna catch some shit for this.
Probably.
You just said some fiery stuff, man. I love it.
I'm just telling the truth. I'm sorry.
Listen, I appreciate that. You're gonna be a practicing lawyer. You need to learn how to tell the truth now. Corey?
Lawyers are honest. I didn't realize that one. But
Ooh.
Damien, right off the top, you talked a little bit about the crazy wine coming down to heavyweights, but you didn't definitively say it. Do you think he has done enough in this sport to warrant a title match in his first match at heavyweight?
I mean, in my opinion, I think he should get one fight at least before he goes against me. I don't think he deserves that immediate title shot because it's still a whole new division for him. That's a big weight cut. No matter how ready he thinks he is, I feel like it'd be safer for him to take that first fight to even see if he's going to be able to hang with the heavyweights.
So who do you think would be a good test for him to prove that legitimacy to you?
Honestly, I say give him to Dorian. Dorian is the only one that's gone the full 5 rounds and stood with me the whole 5 rounds. He almost won that fight. So I feel like him versus Dorian, obvious match right there.
Are you getting jealous at all that Dorian seems to be able to book a lot more matches than you can?
Bro, I'm so tired.
Breaking news.
Getting all the fights.
Breaking news. You and James Seekman have agreed twice in a row now.
What?
Yeah, he thinks that your assessment of the division was pretty spot on, and he did not accept himself. And then he also believes that what you're saying about the crazy wine is spot on. So maybe you guys are going to exchange Christmas cards after all. I apologize.
Oh, God. I mean, even a broken clock is right twice, so.
There we go. Amazing, man. International Fight Week, obviously, Power Slap 13. We've seen you involved on a coaching level. Any discussions of you potentially being out there in Las Vegas?
As of right now, I haven't heard not a goddamn thing. I should be contacting them soon to find out if I'll be coaching or something, but I've been told to remain available, but nothing concrete.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I guess time will tell with that one if we get there. You said you love to fight with Dorian again. Why? Because my co-host on this side here thinks a little bit differently than I do. So let's get the record straight.
A lot of differently. Your better half, excuse you. The American half.
Listen, the reason I want to fight Dorian is really to prove a point, because he's the only person that's done so well against me and gotten so close to beating me. I don't like that. That's really it. I don't like that at all. I like to set the record straight. I like to get a clear-cut win. I'd rather knock him out, knock him down, something. The way our last match went just wasn't good enough, in my opinion.
Yeah. What do you think you have to do differently to change that outcome to be more definitive?
I feel like I need to work a lot more on my defense going into that match, and then changing up my strikes more during the match. Like after round 3, I should have changed it up to something different because I have practiced other stuff. So I feel like getting too locked in of just going round to round after a while and people falling down, it gets you in the habit of, it'll work eventually. But Dorian actually was able to stand that test. So next time I'm going to be trying to switch up different things to my technique to really throw him off his game and really squeak out every point and every decision I can to really make sure that I beat him next time.
I like to ask a lot of the OGs. You've been there since Road to the Title season 1. Obviously, you were coaching on that. You fought, uh, every year that this promotion's been around. You know, with where the state of Power Slap is now compared to where it was at Power Slap #1, is it more fun now, or was it more fun back then, reminiscing of the good old days?
Honestly, I feel like it was more fun back in the good old days. Just like the events felt more like close knit. Like when we went out to Pal Station, we just all hang out down in the lobby, like in that front area. Just it felt more like family vibes out there, and the events were just they were more exciting in my opinion. But it's definitely gotten to the point where it's getting there. But I personally appreciate that small, close knit family feel for those kinds of things.
Awesome, my man. I appreciate you joining me as always. Great catching up with you. And hopefully, we'll see you live in the flesh in Las Vegas in one way, shape, or form during a National Fight Week. We know that you're too good of a talent to keep shell for too long. And, you just keep on racking up victories. So we appreciate everything that you do for the sport and look forward to seeing you back up there at the table and or even, Matt's side coaching in the future.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys for having me on.
All right. Take care.
Peace.
All right, Damien Dibbell. Great catching up with him as always. Kind of a circumstance or situational where the division hasn't really shaken itself out yet to really create that next title match for him. So we're seeing him sit seemingly a little bit longer. Doesn't mean that we won't see something happen at International Fight Week, but time will tell as it moves along. I know we kind of talked about it before, but let's just throw one more out of wild card. If you could have a dream matchup, Power Slap number 13, who would you pin up against each other?
Damn, bro, you didn't even give me a heads up on that.
No,
Holy
I
shit,
didn't, buddy.
that's rough.
Come on, dude, you be professional, man.
Oh, dream matchup. Like I sleep and dream about it.
100%.
I gotta be honest, Russell Rivera, Austin Turpin. I want to see that fight, man. Like I know Turpin gets under people's skin, and Russell's not that guy. Like he's just not the person to do it with. I'd love to see how they stack up.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, dude. I think that would be a great matchup. I think, yeah, I mean, we'll see, I guess, if Turpin's going to make 205 again, kind of one of those grunge matches that would be a fan favorite for sure, to say the least. You care to ask me a dream matchup or no?
I mean, since you just said that, I kind of have to, right?
Otherwise, they think you're an SOB. So I guess we have to.
Discharged.
I'm going to go back to, early January when we had our kind of year preview. We talk about, I think Azael versus Blackburn is a match that is truly going to be entertaining no matter what. I mean, championship rounds, something that, would be absolutely lights out. Azael coming down, dropping down from 185 to 170, a guy who's been around, who's experienced, has, just mastered the true art of the slap. We see him go up against a guy like Eddie Brahimer and just take care of business. I think his experience that he can bring will be, another test. I mean, Anthony Blackburn, no slouch at all either. Anthony obviously withstood, Manny coming down, as well. And so we'll see. I think Azael is, just cut a little bit differently and a guy who's got some experience. And I think that matchup, without picking a winner between Blackburn or Azael, I think will be a top-notch match that could be one for the ages overall.
Yeah, no, I think your assessment's correct. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah. Do we have our next guest waiting, or do we want to kind of roll with the punches here for a moment?
Let's roll with the punches.
Roll with the punches. All right. Let's keep it going then. So we talked about dream matchups. Let's see, my man. What else would you talk about in terms of the live product for Power Slap? If you had to critique it in any particular way, from a fan's perspective, what could the brass of Power Slap do, or the operations team, to improve the overall fan experience in the arena?
Wow, you're really trying to get me in trouble today. You're asking me the question. You could have answered it. Damn it. This is, ladies and gentlemen, this is a conspiracy right here. I mean, this is incredible. All right. Shit. I mean, kind of like a I mean, most live events, right? They have like an intermission period where they will bring food around, right, and allow people to grab some stuff
Mm-hmm.
because there's not food for sale in the venue, right? Unless you're in the VIP area, and that's not for sale, or you have a VIP, you buy the VIP package, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but people, I'm sure, get hungry over the course of 3 hours or so. So maybe, maybe giving people the opportunity to buy some sort of concession.
Mm-hmm.
I understand the Fountain Blues are very high class kind of casino, but people got to eat. They're hungry. Imagine walking around selling glizzies in the middle of slaps. I mean, it's perfect.
Glizzy's during slap. Okay, okay. Interesting.
Particularly in between slaps.
Interesting.
Slap glizzy is perfect.
Yeah. Well, dang, you're being pretty anticlimactic here. You're not giving me anything to go off of. You're not like, hey, Corey, like, what do you
Oh, you don't
think
like my
could?
glizzy idea?
Not that I don't like it.
Well,
It's
bro,
just
you look like you work in a
you're
fucking call center and you're asking me questions that are gonna get me in trouble. You're telling me to
yeah, but
criticize the
you
promoter.
can flip it on me and ask me the same question, but you're not keeping the conversation going, dang, my
Well,
man.
I'm distracted because there's a big ass house in front of me.
A big ass house,
Yeah, it's huge.
is it? Cooper,
What's up? What's
what's
up?
happening?
Shit, just hanging at the house. Just put the baby down or tried to. She kind of fought me the whole way, so she's up in there with mom.
So who
Nice.
won?
Oh, her every time.
10-8. Got it.
Oh, every time. She cheats though. I'll wake up at like 2 in the morning to just my eye getting thumbed. I'm like, oh my god, please stop.
That's awesome, man. Um, you had a post on social that I thought was super cool, to me, it felt like there was more emotion as to what it meant, for you. And it was the billboard that had your picture on it, and you were
Yeah.
kind of alluding to the fact that you're like, I don't give a shit what you say about wrestling if you think it's, homophobic or whatever, if you think it's not cool. But this is what I'm doing. I'm living my dream, and it's pretty kick ass. You
Oh
care to
yeah.
explain any more about that?
I mean, it's just one of those things you hear. Like other kids are like, "Yeah, let's go watch football," and I'm like, "That's just as equally dudes ramming into each other as wrestling is." So I don't get how wrestling's gay, but okay. But it was one of those things that literally there's pictures of me at like my second birthday party, and it's me with a WWF cake at the time, and so it's like just one of those things where I've always gravitated toward wrestling. I've always thought it was the coolest thing,
Mhm.
and so as soon as I hit a spot where I was like, oh, I don't really know what to do, I'm gonna go find a wrestling school, and then I started training and getting into it, and it's just been a heavy. It's like my wife really broke it down for me the other day. She was like, "Look, I understand that that's your first love. Like, I get that. I'm not gonna be able to beat that." And I was like, oh damn, I guess it kind of was. Like that was like it's not number one, but it was like the first thing I ever fell in love with, and I was like, oh,
Mhm.
and now I'd like to be able to get to do it and to be able to get to go travel to do it and get paid to do it. And it's just like a really cool feeling.
For sure. Um, you know, have you thought like, or have you counted how many matches you've actually competed in your career?
Oh, I wish I started keeping track at the very beginning, but at this point, it has to be. If I was ballparking it, it'd be between like 200 to 300.
Oh, crazy.
Somewhere
Wow.
in that. Yeah, I was used to do shows where I'd have to wrestle like 2 and 3 times on one card, like just
Mm,
anything you can to get reps in. I love it though. It's
crazy.
no
Did you
better way to
ever
clear your head.
did you ever go on the road and compete, 3, 4 times a week kind of thing, city to city, like in vans? Like was that something you ever partake in?
Yeah, my wife and I will have weekends where we would literally hop in my trainer Bob Keller. We'd travel with him all the time. It was one of the like whenever we were dating, it'd be like, all right, cool, we get to go. We're gonna go to West Virginia and to Maryland and to these different like different states, different shows just throughout the
Mhm.
weekend. And then it's like, all right, get back super late Sunday and get ready for work on Monday.
Awesome. With your career right now, kind of being a hybrid wrestler, power slap athlete, um, where do you feel the trajectory in your career is for both? I think we know obviously Power Slap. It's safe to say you want to become a world champion, but realistically, with wrestling, like what's the ceiling for you now at this stage of your career of what you think you could accomplish in wrestling?
Like I've gotten to wrestle some of the best guys in the world. I've gotten to wrestle guys that are in WWE now, in TNA now, done Ring of Honor, done AEW,
Name
and
drop
so
them.
name drop.
Say
Saquon
some
Sugars,
names.
he's in NXT right now. I've wrestled him a couple times. I've done a little bit of training with Javon Evans. He's in NXT right now. JD Drake, I used to take classes with him. He used to train me. He's in AEW. I've learned from Anthony Henry, who's in AEW, used to be in WWE. Uh, I just wrestled O'Shea Edwards last week. He used to be with Ring of Honor. It's just one of those things where if I sit down and really think about it, and I never really I always let the past be the past. And my wife would be like, "Hey, if you sit down for a second, look at what you've done in a 5-6 year span. It's a lot more than some guys get to do in 20."
Mhm.
And so, like between the traveling, between the guys I've gotten to wrestle, just all this different stuff. Like I've gotten to get in the ring with Gangrel. We did a thing, and I was like, "Hey, so hear me out. What if you just spat blood all over me?" He was like, "What?" And I was like, I was like, "You used to wrestle with Tajiri. You know what I'm talking about the miss. Just do that blood everywhere." And he was like, fuck, you in 20 what or 20 30 whatever years, he's like, "You're the first person that's ever asked me to do it, so I'll do it." And I was like, "Yes." I got to referee Scott Steiner's last ever match. Um,
What
Wow.
yeah.
what was the coolest wrestling moment you ever had in your entire career?
Um, Outside of I'll do the cliche. I did meet my wife through wrestling, and so getting to meet her is definitely like the number one most important thing to me.
What?
And so like if and we I s- like we've both said to each other too a million times, it's like, hey, if we never get anything else out of this, if we never get to wrestle again, if we never get to do anything, like I found my wife, she found her husband out of it, and we think that's pretty cool. But if I had to go number two, I got to I got to smoke a fatty with the Big Pimp Daddy, the Godfather, one time at a show, and got to pick his brain some on wrestling, and I thought that was pretty dope.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Didn't know you were a connoisseur of the green, but
I'm actually not anymore. I'm
not
not.
anymore.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I used to do it way too much, and then I was like, I need to slow down. I can either some people can do it and just like stay into what they're doing all day, and I'm like, nah, I can't be a good dad and high all the time. And I get
100%.
there's some people that can do it, and more power to them, but I am just not one of them.
Awesome, man. One last one for me. Gonna bring it back to Power Slap.
Mhm.
You know, is there anybody that would be a dream match for you in your return to Power Slap?
Dream match.
Like realistically, but dream. Like do you have your perfect matchup?
Oh, Zakar.
Okay.
He's another. He's a shot put athlete. That's what I did in college. I uh, I think they bumped him way high up in the rankings after beating someone who's never had a fight before. I've had 4 fights, and somehow a guy that's 1-0 is higher than me. That's weird. Uh, Bryce Jones is another one. Hell, Bryce Jones is one of the most slept on guys on the roster, in my opinion.
Mhm.
He's 2-0, and they didn't really ever use him again. And I was like, oh, that's odd. They were all over the other season three guys, and that's not me. That's not me taking a shot at them in the least. They're all like that whole season had heavyweights that were just monsters. I just think it's weird that he gets left off that list all the time. So definitely either Bryce or Zakar would be my top two.
Awesome, man. Zakar, is that because of his last strike we've seen, or is it because he actually is a real shot put athlete?
Um, yeah, I think he actually did compete in shot put, if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken. But I
Okay.
know
Okay. I wasn't sure if you're being
he
cheeky
loves.
there.
I just maybe just a little bit. I don't know.
Okay.
What do you think of Logan Paul's stint in wrestling?
Um, as a wrestler or as someone who understands how business works.
We'll talk about it from the perspective of someone in the sport. So as a wrestler,
As a wrestler, you can try to have him do these like 25-minute way over choreographed matches, but there's gonna be a large section of that audience that's always gonna be turned off just because of his past, and I can't say I blame him. I don't disagree with a lot of the hate that he gets, but I mean, he's gonna sell tickets. He's gonna get kids to turn the channel on. It's one of those things where I can't be too mad at it because he's going to sell more merch than I ever will. He's going to sell more tickets than I ever will. But I mean, it's just I'm not going to sit down for 20 minutes and watch him wrestle. I've seen it happen once. If you've seen one of his matches, you've seen them all. He adds a new move every once in a while, but it's like watching Will Ospreay wrestle. That's fun.
That's a perfect one. Okay. All right. Talk to us about, I mean, we've never explored this part of your background so much. What's your gimmick in wrestling? Like do you go by your own name, right?
Yeah, Cooper the Housley was the name I was wrestling as before I ever started slapping.
And are you a heel or a babyface?
So once I prefer working heel, but once I started wrestling, or once I started doing power slap, a lot of places were like, "We're gonna bring you in as this big monster baby face. We're gonna do this," and I was like, "I mean, okay, if you insist." I mean, heels usually can heels win belts, faces make money. So it's one of those things where you really get to decide whenever you're doing independent wrestling. You can be a bad guy, you can pick up belts and not sell as much merch usually, unless you're just that good, or you can go be a babyface. You can go not really win a ton, and you can sell a shit ton of merch.
All right, let's do something fun. I'm gonna remove myself and Corey from the screen. I want you to cut a promo on your division. Can you do that? Just you. Nobody's watching. Can you do that? I'll give you a second. I don't want to put you on the spot.
One second, I knocked something off my.
Hey, Bryce Jones did this last week, and it was pretty damn good. So
yeah, and you got a background in this, so we have high expectations. I'll tell you what, I'll give you a little preview. I may have met some professional wrestlers recently, and they did some similar stuff, and they did just fine. So I think you.
Let me take it. No, for the ones that you've met recently. That's more what's been upsetting me lately than even the people in my own division. Those motherfuckers.
You want to cut a promo on them instead?
I will cut a promo on whoever I want, or not whoever I want, whoever y'all want.
I'm gonna put you front and center, and you do what you do. Is that cool?
I got you. I'll do both. I'll make it quick.
You go for it. No worries.
To every independent wrestler that was recently invited out to Power Slap, I know they paid you well. I know they invited you. I know you got to meet Dana. Please do not forget the reason you're here. That's this guy. That was me. I was the first independent wrestler, first wrestler in general to be in Power Slap. And you think they didn't see that potential? You think there's not a reason that you all got that all invite at one time? And I didn't even get invited to that. That was wild to me. I didn't get to come out, say hi, tell people how it worked. They got to listen to somebody who doesn't even know how it works. But I'll get in trouble if I bring that up. So, the people in my own division now at this point. Bryce, I've already put you over enough. Zakar, you're not really worthy of being put over. Half the guys in this division at this point are just straight killers, and so it's not as much of a talking game as much as it is a fighting game, and I know there's a lot of these guys that have work to do. Aaron, you big motherfucker. You're a great striker. You're a great person, though. That's what's more important. Your striking needs work. Wes, there's a reason you got the new form, and it's because they told you stop clubbing, motherfuckers. Nate, 3 losses in a row, and you're still top 3. Let's make it make sense. Siegman is one of the only people it's kind of hard to talk shit about because that's a bad motherfucker. And then Pono made me his bitch last time I was out there, so again, can't really talk too much shit on that one. I think that's everyone ahead of me. I sent you guys the same promo I sent everyone else this morning, so I know they saw that one.
Wait, don't forget Dorian.
Dorian is the love of my life. Besides my wife, besides wrestling, there's Dorian. I love Dorian more than anything. I won't say a bad word about him.
Well, that did not go the way I thought, but I enjoyed the rest of the promo. I will tell you, like I told Dibbell, I wish I had a record that I could just play. You are going to catch some shit for that.
Oh, good. My DMs are always open.
What I will say is, and I just being honest and transparent with our audience, I cannot talk about the training camp. We just can't. We can't talk too much about it. We can't tell you who the athletes are. Like, we're just not able to. At this moment, unfortunately, we just can't.
Oh, am I gonna get in trouble for that one?
No, I don't know. That's between you and if anybody's ever talked to you. I can tell you who you specifically have had this conversation.
People don't tell me a damn thing.
Keep your mouth shut. What I will say, though, obviously it's out there. There's articles about it, professional wrestling, this and that, and whatever. What I will say is that I anticipate, this is my own prediction. I anticipate there will be a big problem between the professional wrestlers and the people who are from whatever other disciplines of whether it's MMA, boxing, what have it, football, because I mean, professional wrestlers, and you know this, right? They are entertainers, they're performers, they understand that part of the game, right? Similar to kind of what Austin Turpin has done with the showmanship, that is what professional wrestlers do as a career. And as you meet these people, you see media and things like that with them, you'll see their characters sort of come out and you'll understand, okay, they really are kind of in this mode all the time. They're used to that. I think that the people who are in the sport, and we've already seen the outpouring of, we've gotten some DMs and comments where there's sort of this resentment building where it's like, this isn't a fucking game. To pro wrestlers, though, this is who they are, right? The description that I got, and you can tell me if you agree, is my character is me times 1,000.
Yeah, it depends on your person. It's usually that's what's like. Everyone will say that's the best way to do it. It really always depends on the person. Because I know even like wrestling stuff aside, I'll get up here and threaten to knock guys out just as much as I'll threaten to kiss them on the mouth. So it really just depends on the day.
Well, that's an interesting dichotomy. But I think, overarching, I think what will end up happening is, and I said this, I think that the sort of ingrained layer of like love and brotherhood and sisterhood that Power Slaps kind of enjoyed, I think that's going away. I think there's too many people coming in who are not coming up.
I think it's already been gone for a while, but that's a different story we can talk about later.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's definitely not as close as it was like back in the good old days, we'll call it, right? When the power stations in the lobby and that part of it will never kind of come back. But there's still this very respectful temperament, just generally. Most matches are not two people who don't like each other. There's no real issues. We're starting to see some little instances, right? West Opono's a big one. Guys that just don't like each other, and that's cool. I think though, now that you have a totally different sports background that's coming into the sport in a large quantity, those guys are going to stick together. Those guys and girls are going to stick together because that's their crew. That's their professional wrestlers. Just like the MMA fighters stick together and the football player, but they all kind of come in ones and twos. They don't know each other. These people know each other. The independent circuit is much smaller than you would think. They know somebody that knows somebody, right?
I like every picture, every video I saw, I was like, oh, I'm friends with him. I've wrestled him before. I've done this with him.
So they're going to stick together. So when they catch shit from other people, they're going to band together to sort of return the shit. And I think that's going to create a big gap between who we are and who you are. And I think people are really just not going to like each other. And they're not going to like the character. I can tell you that right now. Because people didn't like it in Austin Turpin. People were like,
most wrestlers nowadays can't fight. That's just a sad fact. There are some guys who can. There's some guys who get in the ring with, and you just know it's like, I like this motherfucker could fuck me up if he really wanted to. But that's happening a lot less and less in wrestling, and so it'll be interesting to see. But I don't really foresee it going too well in terms of like wrestlers versus fighters. But that's just me.
I think it's an exciting thing to sort of ponder and figure out what's going to happen. Who knows? Maybe Hulk Hogan will say fuck it and come up there and go up against who's another good old guy. I mean, Ric Flair's way up there.
You just want to see someone die. That's messed up.
I mean, bro, Sabu is fucking doing Joy Janela's spring break, jumping in the chicken wire. Like I think Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair slapping each other is just fine, man.
I just think it'll be great when you get this person who talks just as good as Turpin, and then they have no type of chin, and then Nate Bernard just goes and breaks their jaw. Like, that's what we're going to start seeing with some of it. And I think you see it already to a certain extent. But
I will say Power Slap's not lying about what this is. Like, straight up, the overarching theme is you have to perform. Like, all the other shit is great. Do what you do, but you need to perform. You need to win. If you don't win, we won't see you very often. Like,
Yep.
So I definitely appreciate that.
I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, I appreciate that promo. That promo was badass, man. You are as like you said. I mean, I think you have a right to have a chip on your shoulder. You are the representative of professional wrestling and Power Slap. Seems like there's some people coming in your territory. Some of them are heavyweights, so maybe you'll take it up with them.
I already had to have a long talk with one of them.
But really appreciate you joining us, man. Glad that we were able to get you on the show. Appreciate you kind of having those conversations with us behind the scenes and kind of telling us where you're at with things. And, of course, always being supportive.
Oh, for sure. You guys have been there with me since day one. I got there the first time, like for my first fight of Power Slap 3, and I was like, not a single person here is gonna know who the hell I am. And then you or Corey and
It was
Jeeves came up
Corey
like, "Hey
Keith, yeah.
Cooper, can we get an interview at some point?" And I was like, "Oh shit, I didn't realize anyone knew who I was."
That's awesome, man. We're still here, dude.
Hell yeah, I
15. That's
appreciate you guys a
10
lot.
events, 10 events ago, my man. So stay good. I'm sure we'll see a ton of you coming up here. How many of your own Leaf trading cards do you have in your collection now?
Oh, I have a stack of them. My wife has one of them sitting right here. I got one of my handprints.
That's awesome. The
I
number to
got
10,
that one.
right?
Yeah, this one's 1 of 10. And
Awesome.
I got a bunch of my 1 of 1s that I've had, and I got to give a couple of
Nice.
them to my parents, and that was really cool.
Oh, that's super dope, man. Congrats, buddy. That's great to
Thank
hear.
you so much. I appreciate it.
Awesome. All right. Take care, and we'll catch up with you again soon.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all.
Take care.
The house.
The house. Good dude, man. Honestly, like super, super nice guy. I don't think too many people in the entire, Power Slap verse that thinks Cooper Housley's a bad guy. I think he's good overall. And as Wes even says, Cooper's a class act across the board. And I think he brings a lot of interesting things to the forefront. Obviously, giving some insight as to kind of where that indie wrestling scene is right now. Obviously, he knows a lot of guys, and he's right. He was one of the pioneers in kind of opening up this particular background space into Power Slap. And it's still yet to be told and seen, but we'll see how this new form of recruiting works out in the end. And I think there's still a lot to be desired, format wise, on how this is all going to come to fruition and when we're going to see these guys. But I think it's safe to say that at least us here at Slap News and the hardcore fans that watch every single week want to see new talent into the actual division as quickly as possible. And let's just call a spade a spade. They want to see it live. They don't want to see the tape fights released weeks later. So hopefully we get this rendition of it in high fashion and high form, and we just keep on growing the sport. And I know we talked last time, like we've kind of talked about the number of cards that would happen here in 2025, and we seem to kind of hit a bit of a stalemate, with a longer than normal off period here than we're used to. Usually before we had Road to the Title, that kind of filled some of the gaps in the calendar when we've had this. You've got a better memory than I do, Ding, but I'm assuming we're probably pushing close to 10, 12 weeks between events. From the last
Right now, you're talking about from March?
Power Slap 12 until the end of
12
June.
weeks. Yep.
12 weeks exactly.
No,
I don't know why, man. It feels so much longer, doesn't it? This one feels long for some reason.
It is very long.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was October, December, January, March. Now it's June. It's a pretty big gap.
100%.
And it's the end of June. So
yeah,
it was the beginning of March. So really, it's more like 15 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, we're sitting here. I mean, we're the 7th of May right now. So we still have,
we're only 2 months away from Power Slap 12 and 1 month and a half ish away from Power Slap 13. So
yeah,
it is a big gap, but Power Slap royalty in the building, slap fighting royalty really in the building. He just turned his head like that as soon as I said that. He knows.
Really?
He knows.
Really?
It's coming. We found a Hawaiian. They're alleging that he's crazy. He doesn't exactly look like he's looked for a long time. Ladies and gentlemen, the crazy Hawaiian.
The crowd goes
What's up, brother?
wild. What's up, guys?
The crowd goes wild. They always do.
Hey, I heard somebody done rob your studio. Is that true?
It is true, my man.
It's true.
Oh my goodness.
It is true.
You didn't hear it. You saw it.
I saw it.
You saw it. Yeah, there's a video of it.
Oh,
They
I
didn't get the
see
belt.
it.
They did not get the belt.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, bet. How you guys doing?
Doing good, my man. How about yourself?
I'm on point with the whole weight cut. I reached the goal. I'm gonna call somebody out right now because he told me he looked at me all weird, and he actually told me uh, if I'm able to do it. Are you sure you're able to do it? And it was Frank. It was Frank. Frank told it lit a fire under my ass when I seen doubt in his eyes, and I love when people doubt me. So thanks, Frank. Coming for the heavyweight title, whoever has it, it don't matter who got it. I'm gonna become a 2 division champ. So I'm calling it.
That's awesome, my man. I don't know how much we can talk about it, but in Abu Dhabi, do you remember the day after we had lunch?
Yeah.
And I remember one phone call that you got, um, from Miss Erica. Do you remember what she said to you in that moment?
I have. I think I put it on speaker. I think everyone heard it.
Do you want to talk about it or no? Because I remember vividly.
Sorry, you got cut off. What was that?
Oh, I was saying, do you want to talk about it? I mean, because it's
Yeah,
in the
let's
past now, and you know what I mean. In vain, it was cut this plus 400 shit out. You're not doing it again. And
that's right. That's right.
and in that moment of you finishing off 40 plus dumplings, you made a commitment. I believe that day that you were, that was the last hurrah you were having, and you
Yeah,
were dedicated to, not only regaining your health, but gaining back, the agility and making this happen. And I mean, that was in the end of October. We're sitting here in May, let's just call it approximately 6 months. And, I guess at this point, if you're confirming that you're at your goal of, 265, that's the betterment of 140 plus pounds. So
yeah,
congratulations, man. That's absolutely phenomenal for anybody. And to do it in, that short of order is absolutely remarkable. So,
yeah. I mean, that was probably like the last supper. we
mhm.
we went to a all you can eat dumpling place, and I don't finish what 40 of them, and I dedicated to my drive. I just want to be a great man. I just want for my kids. I just want to be one of the greats. I want to be in the talks of the Godfathers of slap. So I got to do something different. I think I'm pretty much done with super heavyweight. And my brother's a natural super heavyweight. You look at him now. He's gonna look like he can lose any weight.
That's funny. I mean, I think you're already in that Godfather territory. I don't want to take away any motivation and drive that you have for yourself, obviously, while your career is still active. Um, but I mean, anybody else in that super heavyweights? Yeah, I'm calling you up, McKinney Manu. If you want to, follow in the footsteps of one the crazy
Yeah.
Hawaiian, or anybody just in general, even fans who want to lose weight, doesn't particularly matter. What advice would you
Yeah.
give them? Because I know, dude, you went dark, you went off the grid. I think both
Went broke.
physically and literally and broke to
Yeah.
make this happen. But what would you say to people? And talk about how good it feels now to be down at this weight.
I mean, it's phenomenal. You got to start thinking about yourself. It's okay to be selfish. Oh, hold on. Hopefully I didn't lose you guys.
We can still hear you.
We hear you.
Okay, sounds good.
And I
Um,
see, I think, what looks like Damien Dibbell in the background.
yeah, I'm studying the champ. Always studying the
Mm.
champ, man. And I got to give it up to him. He's a great champ. He's quite possibly maybe even the best champ we got. Um, but back to my weight loss journey. You got to start being selfish. So a lot of people, somebody like McKinney, he's probably a giver. Every time I'm around him, he just gives his love, his self. It's okay to be selfish. It's okay to do things for yourself. At 400 pounds, that's all I did. all I did was give myself, give my time. Um, so when it was time for me to give me myself back, it was you know I was proud of myself to be able to do that. But the nice guy in me actually felt like, man, I'm doing a disservice to my fans and my group of people. But look at me now. I can run now. I can go hiking. I can do whatever I want, without taking a nap during the daytime. So I don't think my kids can keep up with me.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, you know what? It's funny. Like, obviously, we've got to know each other, outside of the sport as well, and seeing the amount of seeing you in Las Vegas specifically, the amount of or the weight that you carry with you, even International Fight Week. I mean, you're renting houses, you're housing 30 plus people, you got a big family, all that stuff. You're talking about giving, and some of the biggest moments of your life, you're fighting for, a world title, and you're still able to take on, everything that you're doing and manage all that stuff. And, I think we talked about it before about, going overseas for you and competing in Saudi and stuff like that, and the differences of what it's like versus competing, on home soil. Your kids are still young. Are you kind of hoping that you can make this next fight back in America again and feel the energy of the family and the love, really just to support, not only your weight loss, but support you coming into heavyweight?
Yeah, I'm ready, man. I live all the way in Missouri, so it's like a break to be at home right now and not
Mhm.
in Vegas or Hawaii or anywhere that I'm really known at. So when I do pop out, it's gonna be fun. Um,
Mhm.
you know, I I have so much support with my family and my fans. It's uh it's something
Mhm.
that I have to give back. When they see me, like I said, I'm a giver. So when I disappeared and I thought about myself and my weight loss journey, um,
Yeah.
I still got mad love for everybody in my family and my fans for sure.
Mhm. Yeah, I remember one interview we did with your brother, and he's like, "Oh yeah, he's Lane's sitting out there in his mansion in Missouri."
I swear, they all think I'm in a mansion, but it's a normal house, guys. So just a regular old house.
Awesome, buddy. Dang, over to you, my man.
My man, I've been sitting here thinking, should I put him on the spot or should I not? And I totally respect if you tell me to fuck myself. But I did ask before, so I'll ask you now. Can we get you to step on the scale so we can make it official right here, right now?
Shoot. I mean, right now, babe, go get the scale. I'll do it
Oh,
fully
we're
clothed.
doing it! Let's
I'll
go.
do it fully clothed.
Let's go.
I'll
Yeah, but
do
I mean,
it.
look, it's not like you're weighing, it doesn't matter if you're fucking 270. It's all good, but it's still just we
I
gotta
mean, I mean,
document the
I,
moment.
I had two protein shakes today. A Red Bull, Old School Energy. I just ate. My sister made baked spaghetti, so I'm eating. Today is my cheat day. I'm eating.
There you go.
But let's do it officially. Let's do it.
Yeah, we gotta put it on the
Uh,
record, put all the rumors to bed, and people gotta see my
right.
man's been
Let's
working
do
and he
it.
made
Might
it.
as well. We
Yeah.
might as well. I
What's
mean,
James
I'm already.
Seaman saying in
I'm
the comments?
Yeah. What is
Uh,
that? What is
James
that
Stevens
asshole
not saying
saying?
anything right now.
Not
It's
saying
actually
anything?
it's
Oh,
Dorian
All
wow.
right.
Perez at the moment.
Okay.
All right. Hold up.
We
Here's the
got
scale. How
something.
do I turn this camera around though? Hold up.
Maybe just put it downwards. I don't know. We'll see. We'll guide you.
Okay, wait, hold on. Camera. Oh no.
Yeah, it's gonna ask you different camera. You gotta just change which camera you want.
Okay, hold up.
Just
If
turn it
not, just
down.
turn it down. Yeah, that's another
I
option.
think we'll get it.
Okay, hold up.
Ding just wants to see your junk. That's why he wants to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
what's
yeah,
going
yeah.
on? How do you go back? Oh no.
You're good, man. We seen you. Oh, not anymore.
Okay, one second.
271.8. Let's
There we go.
go.
Go, baby.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Dorian,
Fully
relax.
clothed. Fully clothed, right?
Dorian's calling me Ding is a junk watcher. Relax. Relax. Relax, Dorian. Zip your pants up. Relax. Aaron Turner says, "Welcome to the heavyweight division." And I think it's safe to say from everyone here at Slap News, congratulations. Welcome to the heavyweight division. You did it, man.
Oh,
They didn't think you would.
I'm
Look, Dorian goes, "I'm 285 right now."
205,
285.
285. Jeez. I mean, gotta cut down on that. I mean, it feels good, man. Honestly, to be here, I feel like this is where I'm supposed to be anyway. I only got this big recently. You know, I wasn't always that big. And my wife likes to cook, so I like to eat. And I mean, smoking is getting the munchies is one thing, but so I did cut back on that too.
Now, Damien Dibbell was up here earlier, and he said, correct me if I'm wrong, Corey. I have a tendency to exaggerate a little bit. He said that you should not get an immediate title match.
I mean, I respect that. I do respect that. A lot of people don't. They have their own insecurities, and I don't pay attention to nobody else's insecurities. I got my own.
Mhm. He also did say that he thinks that Dorian Perez should be the gatekeeper for you to prove if you still have it at heavyweight. Do you agree with that assessment? And would you welcome taking on Dorian in your debut at heavyweight?
I mean, if that's what Erica and Frank want to see, that's what they think it will sell out. I'll gladly go up against anybody. It doesn't matter who it is. Dorian, man, I got mad love for him, so it'll be an honor to share the stage with him.
As long as he doesn't throw butter at you, right?
I mean, he can throw mayo. I would like mayo a lot more.
I don't think Frank likes either of them.
Oh damn.
Man, I mean, I think that the speed of it all is really what everybody's like. We're thinking, years down the line when these conversations first started, and it's crazy, like to think 7 months ago you were in just such a different place. I think you were, if I remember correctly, I think you came in at like 420 in the first fight with
Yeah.
Dumpling.
Yeah,
And
420.
then in the second fight you were something like 380. You actually gave up weight to him. So in that period of time, and then now, fast forward, now we're looking at another 110, 115 pounds. Like from January, end of January, you weighed in at something like 380. I
Yeah.
mean, that's like a rocket ship.
Yeah, I mean, I got to give it up to my personal chef.
Your wife?
I mean, my wife, but I did hire myself a real personal chef. So keeping me in check with portion control. Fasting was a big thing. I did keto. So I have a lot of. I still snack. I still snack, but it's not when I used to, like during bedtime and all that. I have a cutoff time for when I actually eat. And I don't eat a lot like I used to eat. I used to eat probably like a whole giant plate and then I go for seconds, maybe thirds. So
What about the
it,
Hawaiian food, man? I remember when we were hanging out, you showed us some of the traditional Hawaiian dishes. They don't look like they're exactly good for you. They're good. They are good, not good
yeah.
for you. So what's that like?
Me living in Missouri, there's not, I can't easily access it. But, I mean, we've been still eating good here. I just don't go in and overindulge. And also, before I eat, I drink a whole bunch of water, and then, even after I eat, I come outside and I just throw hands. I love boxing. That's the only thing you can get me to do if I do want to work out. So I got my boxing equipment right here next to me. So I like hitting things, and that's after I hit the plate, I hit the gym, I hit this bags, I have a lot of stuff to hit. So I might be hitting the stage pretty soon.
I love it, man. Well, it's great to see you in much healthier shape. You look like you're feeling good. You look good. This is like a whole new chapter for you, and I think that that's exciting in itself. There's a whole division full of killers down there that it's weird to say down there, but a whole division full of killers. And I think that those prospects are very exciting.
Yeah, I started losing
I-
weight actually right after the first dumpling match. Actually, the last big meal was with Corey, and I I didn't like that call when Erica told me enough with this 400 pounds. So I took it to heart. I really did get butthurt about it because I didn't feel 400 pounds. I wasn't walking around like I felt like I was 400 pounds. So
Yeah.
whenever that was said, I actually really liked it.
Imagine actually her seeing you eating 40 dumplings in a sitting as that was happening. If she only knew.
Yeah, we were eating 40. We were trying to get the record for how much dumplings I can eat, and then I got the call.
Absolutely. But I'm not going to let you get away. Ding was going to let you sneak out of that one. You dropped something there that we might see you back up on stage. What do you something brewing in the mansion in Missouri?
I don't know. I was told to be ready for Saudi, so
Okay. I don't think that's been officially confirmed yet. So it looks like we'll see you sometime soon, I guess, in the near future.
yeah. I'm still trying to come out to the Power Step 13. So
All right. So we'll still be a couple months then. It sounds like before we see you.
yeah, for sure.
Sounds good, buddy. Appreciate you, my man.
Let's go.
Much love.
Much love,
What's up,
buddy.
guys?
Take care. See ya. All right, Ding.
We're running long,
Are we?
and this guy stood up for us, so I feel bad. He's already waited a long time.
All right.
The special guest that you didn't want to confirm because you were nervous he would sleep on us.
I know.
He hails from South Carolina. Sassbilly, what's up, brother? How are you?
What's good, man? What's good?
We appreciate you staying up for us, man. I apologize.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. I really do.
You, my understanding is you got some things you want to get off your chest. This is called
Yeah.
Smack Talk, so what better place to do it? The floor is yours, my friend.
Man, I feel like Power Slap has kind of, slept on me a little bit. I had some bad experiences. I know I made a little bit of a name for myself, but a lot of things have changed now. Got to hear some other interviews here recently. A lot of shit talking that came from the Bryce Jones side of things to now Cody, what's his name? What do they call him? The Birdman or
Big Bird.
Big Bird or yeah, he's talking shit again. It's like everybody's kind of taking a little bit of a sleep on me, man. I've made a lot of changes, not just to my personal life, but my athletic life, to my hit, to taking a hit. Be honest with you, bro.
You said a couple names there, but who are you? You got to be after somebody. There's got to be somebody that you're like, I want that person, and there's a reason.
Corey Corbin.
Bro, if that opportunity ever arose again, I would absolutely take that contract just to slap him. Actually, I would give him the first hit. I tried saying that the first time, and I guess nobody took me serious. Cody or Big Bird, I want him just because of the fact that after he clubbed me the second time, I was like, nah, is there any way that I can defer this and go back up there and hit him again? Because I missed him on the first one. And that was my fault. I tried the saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, it's true. I went up there and I tried to change something that wasn't broken and messed up, and I didn't catch him on the tip of his chin. So I got clubbed twice and he dazed me. Then I go up against Bryce Jones. First hit right off the rip. He doesn't do anything to me, and I laid him on his ass. He comes back, he gets me, he puts me on the ground, and then we both stood up and took the third hit all the way around, and I feel like I got done dirty. I think at most that should have been a draw. I'd never in a million years would have ever thought that they would have deemed Bryce Jones the winner off that match. So I really want my rematch against him, especially after hearing him say on, Beyond the Slap and everything else that he thinks that pretty much I'm a pussy, but in a nice way, I guess is how he tried to put it. No hard feelings against him. I get it. I understand. He's a good guy, but man, there's only so much that somebody can hear somebody say something about your life before you're like, man, all right, it's time to step in and say something about this. So, yeah, power slap, Erica. I'm ready to come back. I'm somebody completely different. I've got the heat that I had my first match, and I'm a lot more headstrong than I was the entire time I've been a part of Power Slap.
Corey, I'll let you start. I just want to give him the floor first, but I'll let you know.
Absolutely, James. I think back to the first time that I met you outside of the Brass Fork at Palace Station, and the yo-yoing that you were doing, from heavyweight. And I remember you drinking beers, drinking water, because last minute you were coming in as a heavy, had to go up to super heavy. And correct me if I'm wrong, I believe you went up against Camille in your first ever match in Power Slap. And I wouldn't be surprised if you were intoxicated in that match, the amount of beers you were slinging back. But what I wanted to say is, in that victory, you showed some of the most crazy intensity I think we've seen in all of Power Slap, and I think it's underutilized. I mean, show your hand to the camera. I think it still must be one of the biggest hands in Power Slap, period. What do you have to do to get back to the guy that we seen in that match?
Honestly, I feel like I'm back at him now. Honestly, I'm in the process of surpassing what that was.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have all of the technique, let alone the how do you want to put it? The experience of taking a hit like that, where you just legitimately stand with your hands behind your back and take a hit. I didn't have any of that experience. So now that I do have the experience, it's a feeling that I've tried not to forget. So I've taken multiple hits to remember what that feels like, to the point of trying to get knocked out. And I still have only been knocked silly, and that was by
Dorian.
Dorian.
Yeah.
He never knocked me out, though. That's the thing. I stayed conscious the whole time. I knew what was going on. I lost all muscle. My muscle function was just screwed.
Mm-hmm.
So, I still have yet to be knocked out.
Yeah. I mean, you're sitting here right now, 2-2, I believe, is your record.
Yep.
I'm gonna be honest, there really hasn't been a lot of talk about you, I would say, in those circles. Do you feel disrespected by that?
I don't feel exactly disrespected as much as I feel like I've just been unnoticed. There's other people that have the exact same record as me that are way up in the rankings. I understand that there's certain things that go into putting people into the rankings, but it seems a lot more social media views than it is actually what records are. I hate to say that because I love my sport and I love the people that I do it with. I love being able to say that I'm a professional athlete. I never thought that day would come. So I'm very grateful, but at the same time, I go unnoticed.
There was one Facebook post that you put up that I'm sure you probably regret putting up, just in regards to, some of the pay and salary and stuff like that. Have you ever had a moment to, publicly, do you take the moment right now? If, do you think that's impacting some of your status? And, do you want to maybe set the record straight to either Frank, Erica, Dana? Because I know you mentioned them specifically in it.
I
You said you're a changed man, so now's your opportunity.
I wasn't in the best of my own mind. I let a lot of alcohol get to me, and I said some things that I shouldn't have said. And I'm not afraid to apologize. I'm a man. Dana, Frank, Erica, anybody else that I might have offended, I greatly apologize for my actions. All I can tell you is that I've done a lot of thinking, and I've done a lot of reevaluation of myself, and I've become something different. And I just hope to have the opportunity to show everybody that I'm still here, and I'm not going anywhere, and I'll do anything I can to get back.
Yeah, James, listen, I gotta be honest. I hear you when it comes to kind of wanting to, I guess, finish some old business with Cody, with Bryce, but you have always been a guy that's wanted to be at the top of the division and holding the championship belt. I don't think that those guys necessarily give you a clear-cut way to the rankings so that you can climb that ladder. So, what do you think the best pathway is for you to get yourself a number next to your name so you can start to climb that ladder back and really make a way for yourself and kind of put all the chapters that are closed.
The
One of those names that has a name. Who's the person that you want to utilize to get yourself in there and then continue to move?
You know, the one person that I've always wanted to say was another rematch, and I keep going for these rematches. And if it had to be something that was a rematch that would get me to that level, I would say I would want Dorian. But I know rematch ain't gonna happen, and I know these guys aren't gonna give me that. Um, I hope you don't hate me for it, brother. I love you to death. But I want Pono. I hate to say it, I really do, because he's like my best friend and my brother. But even in the house, we talked, and I always asked him when his right hand was solid again that I wanted to go back up. I wanted to be able to go up against him, and I wanted him to give me all of his right hand. So, Pono, I love you, bud, but man, I got to call you out when it comes to getting back on the right path.
Now, for Pono sitting at number 5 right now, do you think he would accept a match like what? And if you were him, would you take the risk on a guy? And this, I'm legitimately asking this. I'm not looking for one answer or the other. You tell me what you think. Would you take the risk and give a guy who's unranked a chance at something that maybe is not going to really benefit you if you sit at number 5, you beat an unranked guy? I don't know that you move at all. Would you take that fight?
If he's not going to move anyway, what would the risk be?
Well, he'd lose his spot. You'd
Yeah.
slide into number 5
Okay.
and he'd go backwards.
So at that point, if he didn't take the match, it would be as if he would be saying he thinks he's going to lose. And I don't see Pono doing that ever. I don't see. He's a warrior, and he comes from a warrior family, and that's where I come from, is from a warrior family. And we've always promised each other if the day ever came that we'd give everything. And yeah, I mean, he's the guy. He's sitting in my original spot right now at number 5, which was my first ranking ever. So I would happily take that position, and I think he would be happy for me if I could take it from him.
Are there I mean, I'm sure you've seen some of the back and forth in the heavyweight division, right? West Pono is a big thing. Bryce Jones, as you alluded to a little while ago, people have been very critical of Zakir being in the rankings after only one match against an unranked guy. Darius is still up in there. We don't know what his future looks like. You've got James Seekman, who is somebody that has obviously been gunning for a title shot. Dorian lost to the champion. The champion wants that match. Dorian wants that match. The crazy Hawaiians now in the mix. I mean, heavyweight is so different. Obviously, I don't want to forget Aaron Turner, 6'7", big old head. Security. I'm gonna give him shit because he's always giving me shit in chat, he can't respond. So Aaron Turner's another guy that's up there that's new that you may not know, right? He didn't come up through the show. What do you think of the state of the heavyweight division? Obviously, a guy who you've been there since before all these guys showed up.
I mean, I think it's packed out. I think there's a lot of people I'd have to go through to get to that match, but I'm not scared. And like I said, a lot of things have changed for me, so my confidence is up there. I'm ready to go, and it doesn't matter who they put in front of me. I made a solemn vow that I was going to prove on my next match that I was worth being being still in this game. And if I lost it, I walk away.
Totally respect that, man. Well, again, really appreciate you staying up for us. I know you've been up for a very long time. Glad that you were able to kind of get some of your thoughts out there. Hopefully, people stop forgetting, right? You've been there, like we said, Power Side 3. That's sooner than majority of the guys who are in the top 10 rankings right now. You predate them, so definitely a guy to keep an eye on. Hopefully, you get a call and you get an opportunity to talk, kind of to walk the walk, as they say. But you always have a home here slot news, and we really appreciate you trusting us and letting us kind of help you tell your story here.
Man, I appreciate it as well. Corey, it was you, man. It was you in that last video where you bitched me out about having that drink. That was the final straw, bro. And
Awesome.
I mean, I still smoke ass of weed, but I ain't drinking no more, brother.
Awesome, man. I appreciate that, buddy. Take care, man, and look forward to seeing you up there. I'm sure the bright days are ahead for you.
Hey, I hope to be there, either in a match or I'm probably still going to be there because I need to come see the fam, man. It's been a long time.
Absolutely. Take care, man. Have a good night. I know it's late for you.
All right, brother.
See ya. All right, Ding.
Hey, James. Cool guy. He said it was his bedtime. All right, relax, easy, relax. Because if not, it's gonna be your fucking bedtime. All right, son.
Look, Kuka's what, 155?
Yeah,
I think so.
My right leg.
Your right leg?
No, like I'm giving him shit because he forgot us earlier. He's like, congratulations to all the contestants. Congratulations to the coaches. Fuck Snap News. Not like they were there.
Gotcha. I'm gonna have my full setup, so I can't see in the comments this time around. But
you good. Got your call center set up, bro.
I know I do, dude.
Social security numbers and shit.
Exactly.
Like the Jeeves. You were bad cop today, bro. What's going on? You angry?
No, man. Just feeling spicy, buddy.
Okay.
Feeling spicy,
You're embodying your inner Ding. That's good because I'm tired and my full personality is segmented right now.
Exactly. So that's what a good team does, man. When one guy's having an off night, you got to come in you got to step up. So, can't lower ourselves down in the production that we do. And then great show overall. I mean, starting off Damien Dibbell, great to have him on there. Obviously, Cooper the Housley, dropped a pretty cool little cut there. I think there's definitely a lot to dig into. And as you said, you'll have some guys that aren't too happy with him. I mean, Damien Dibbell as well. So it'll be interesting to see kind of how that unfolds. I mean, I can just think of it. We just had 4 heavyweights on the show.
We did.
Now we've got the crazy Hawaiian coming in. Great seeing him. I mean, for a lot of people that don't know, like even we had
271.8. That was like live in the. I was like right here.
And even we had a hard time getting a hold of him for the first part of this year because I mean, this guy seriously went off the map. and wasn't responding to the DMs, wasn't responding to,
calls,
Instagram, phone calls, anything. So, he really dedicated, make it happen. Congratulations to him. And then obviously James, Stonier, guy that's still, looking to get a match in Power Slap. And hopefully we see him back in. Like I said, great dude. I got fond memories of him as well. He hasn't always been, I think I would say, the most entertaining. I thought that first matchup was phenomenal. And he wasn't able to kind of carry the that same intensity throughout his other matches. His second match going up against a guy like Dorian Perez, who we know now, who was 2-1 at the time, is no small feat. And then obviously came back, got things right versus Cody Turniak, the Big Bird. And then his last defeat up against Bryce Jones. So we'll see where he kind of goes in the up and the down of his career, kind of win-loss. And we'll see if he gets another opportunity here in Power Slap.
I'll never forget when you read him Corey Corbin's message live on SmackDown. No, I think it was the Final Slap.
Yeah.
Bro, it was the greatest moment of my life.
Yeah.
I had no idea where it was going. As soon as I started to hear it, I was like, this is fucking so good. And his wife's in the background and made it so much better.
100%, man.
I hope Corey Corbin comes. I hope he figures this shit out and comes to one day.
Yeah.
That fight has to happen.
In the comments, who wants to talk to Corey Corbin next week? Do we get him on the show?
Oh, that's deep.
What do you mean? Hey, man, I can make it happen, dude.
That's deep.
I can make it happen.
Well, yeah, I know you and Corey are fucking pen pals, but
yeah, hey, I'm a man of the people. If they want it, how do I get these comments up?
Well, I anticipate. Listen, if I'm being honest,
there we go. Oh.
What's next week? Hold on. Let's look at dates here. 5/14. Do we know the headliner for International Fight Week by 5/14? What's the over under on that, Corey?
I think it is less likely than more likely.
Okay. So nothing. Wednesday,
in 7 days.
Smack Talk, in 7 days from today, we will not know the headliner.
At this moment, I don't think there's any indication of that, to be quite honest.
I'll take that bet. I'll take that bet on that. We will.
You think so?
Next week we will.
Okay.
Loser shaves their head.
Nah, that's all right, buddy. That's all right, buddy. I say if you want to go beards, maybe, but
you shave your whole beard?
Yeah, why wouldn't I, man?
I don't want to look like Mr. Potato Head, man. I lose a little more weight first. I gotta get this knot right. It has to be not round. So let me finish weight loss a little bit.
Okay.
And then I'll play that bet. We'll do it for something else.
Okay.
I'm not ready yet. I'll look like a fucking pedo with no facial hair and a round chin. And yeah, I'm a little nervous about what that's gonna look like.
Okay.
I'm just saying mustaches. I can do mustache.
Yeah.
It looks stupid still, but I can do mustache. Would you do mustache? You look a little nutty.
What? I don't know, man. I think I'd probably get canceled, man. I think probably wouldn't look so great. Like I couldn't pull off a Hunter Hassan, that's for sure.
James is like, I'll shave mine. Join the pedo shave club. I don't know. We gotta bet something though. I know for sure. I'm saying yes by this time next week.
Well, you have an unfair advantage. So you have an unfair advantage. So
what's the advantage?
You were just an HQ, buddy. Come on.
Oh, and you think Erica fucking's coming over to me? Hey, Michael, just so you know, like, yeah, all right, yeah. That's exactly what went down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So eyebrows. You're a big deal, buddy. Come
James,
on.
I was trying to get Corey Corbin on the show, and you're telling me I gotta shave my fucking eyebrows, man. Come on, don't do that. We're getting the announcement tomorrow. I call it.
But why tomorrow? Why Thursday? I mean, I'm trying to make that one happen.
I don't think so.
I mean, if you would say Saturday, I mean, there's what
Even
UFC 315 in Montreal.
Yeah, so I was just gonna say, even though it's not the greatest headline main event, and it's in the fucking worst country on planet Earth, it is possible. Yeah, like he's trying to keep it.
Come on, man. Come on, dude. Come on. You're a military veteran, and you're gonna pick Canada as the worst place on earth, not Iraq or Iran or any of those other places.
I jump. It's all the same shit, bro.
And Canada's enemy number one to you, and not people that are blowing up your shit.
So
Come on, man.
Here's what I'll say. There was one Canadian person involved in this activity this week. One Canadian.
One Canadian. All right.
One Canadian, which means that pro wrestling ain't Canadian, son.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I made him feel
Have you ever heard of the Hart brothers?
I have, yeah.
Bret Hart, Owen Hart, but Canadian.
You do remember what they did to Bret Hart? You remember the Montreal screw job?
No, I do not.
You don't remember that? All right, so I'll
No.
tell the story for anybody who doesn't know now, and if you've never heard it. So speaking of, look, you owe Petty butter tarts, bro.
I do, man. I do.
So
I do.
Montreal screw job. If I'm not mistaken, it was Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, I think.
Okay.
Much love, Chief. You the man hanging out there in Dubai. Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart. Bret Hart, I think, was leaving the WWF.
Mm-hmm.
I believe his contract was ending, and it was like well known where he was going. So he was in a really weird place. He was the champion and did not want to give up the belt as he exited. So they were like, okay, no problem. They didn't want to argue with him. Well, they were going to fucking get the belt before he left, bro. So they forced him to lose the match unbeknownst to him.
Yeah.
Like the ref did some like slick shit and like fast counted or something.
Yeah.
And so he loses. He doesn't know he's going to lose, though. Wrestling scripted. He has no idea he was meant to lose. He's leaving the company. Like, this is his last day.
Yeah.
He fucking goes ballistic on TV, like real life. And it goes down in history. It's called the Montreal Screwjob because they played Bret Hart on national television. He had no idea. And they fucking hated each other forever after that. And he didn't come back to WWE for like 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
So that's how we treat Canadians in the WWE, my friend.
That's funny. Actually, yeah, Bret Hart's in Vancouver very often, actually. He was here, I want to say, a week and a half ago, actually. So
Why? Where's he from originally? Do you know?
Calgary, Alberta. That's where it was.
Okay, Alberta. Yeah. That makes
2
sense.
weekends ago.
You also have you got Edge and Christian. Those guys are Canadian.
Yeah.
There's decent Canadian wrestlers for sure.
Quite a bit. The more recently was the Indian one. Jinder Mahal.
Jinder Mahal, yeah.
Yeah, from Edmonton.
The modern day Maharaja.
Yeah. The Bulldog, the Spanish Bulldog. What was his name?
No, it was the British Bulldog.
British Bulldog. What was his name?
The British Bulldog.
What is his real name?
Oh, I don't know. Hold on.
Okay. Yeah. Chris Benoit was also Canadian, I believe.
Really? No.
I think so. Was he not?
Davey Boy Smith. That's the British Bulldog, apparently.
Okay.
No, Chris Benoit is not Canadian. There's no way.
Are you sure? I'm pretty sure he is
Canadian. Holy shit.
Yeah, man. We need Cooper in here, dude.
Well, I didn't want to claim him, so I'm glad that he's Canadian. That's fucked. All right. You guys are some interesting people.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So
that's interesting. Okay. Yeah. So Canada's got a storied wrestling circuit.
100%.
No Power Star champions though. You were close.
Not yet.
You were close, but you do not. Sean Spears, also known as what was his name in WWE? Sean Spears.
Yeah, I mean, and Petty's going down a whole other path. We want to talk about Canadian musicians. That's a whole other path, man.
Justin Bieber's Canadian? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he is, dude. If you were to name probably except for Eminem, a lot of the biggest stars in the last 20 years have come from Canada.
Mims is a Canadian rapper.
He got his career in Toronto, man. You didn't know that with Choclair.
Let's see.
The Weeknd. Drake's Canadian, which I'm sure you probably know.
That's weird though.
You go country, Shania Twain,
Mike Myers.
Yeah,
you guys have a lot. Holy shit. Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah, he's from Vancouver, dude.
Bro.
Yeah.
That's fucked.
So his favorite restaurant is literally like 5 blocks from where I live. A Greek restaurant over in Kerrisdale.
Why do they have The Rock listed as Canadian?
No, he played in the CFL. He played football in Calgary.
Yeah, but they're saying his dad was born in Nova Scotia?
I think his dad was, yeah.
Interesting. Celine Dion,
mm-hmm.
Shawn Mendes, Elon.
Michael Bublé.
Wow.
Shawn Mendes.
You actually got some good names on here.
100%, dude. You've been sleeping. Yeah. You're sleeping, dude.
Wow.
You're sleeping. Fucking Nickelback, who screwed up America for a decade. Like,
you guys got some good names, man. No Power Slap champions though. What a shame.
No. Also, no NFL champions either. Huh, who knew?
You guys have shitty sports. I will say.
Yeah. Okay.
No baseball, no football, no basketball. That's rough.
What do you mean? Championship?
It's hockey.
Dude.
No, just in general.
We've got
You have like a
2000
team, but you're a country. You're a country.
2019, dude. The Toronto Raptors won the chip.
Yeah. How many times before that?
0, and it'll never happen again.
Exactly.
But Kawhi Leonard came to Toronto and took care of business.
Look,
so
you take that back, you Canadian French speaking Ariel Hawadi Lago.
oh, too funny.
Pamela Anderson. Damn, you guys got really good names.
Yeah, dude.
But why don't you have good sports?
You know what's funny?
They're
Pam Anderson grew up in Ladysmith, and your
What is that?
favorite. So it's on the island of Victoria. It's like 20 minutes from where one Big Jeeves currently resides. Her parents still live there.
So Big Jeeves lives on an island. That explains the weirdness.
Correct. So, absolutely.
Wow.
Mr. Olympia.
More you know. Okay,
Luke-
nobody cares about that.
Luke Simon's talking about one Chris Bumstead.
Be honest, is Tim Horton good?
No, it is like gasoline for coffee. It is terrible. It's like, is Dunkin' Donuts good? No, nobody ever says it.
It's good for your wallet. It's good for your wallet.
That's it. That's the
Economically friendly.
equivalent. That's the equivalent. Like hands down.
Seth Rogen?
Yeah, I thought that was from Vancouver as well.
Shit, Keanu Reeves? Bro, what is
Yeah.
life? Why are so many people from fucking Canada? It's like
Because it's so
terrible.
fucking cold that you go indoors and you hone your craft of music or acting or whatever else, man.
That's
That
a good-
hey, Chris
good way to put
Bumstead. So Chris Bumstead, who Luke Simon brought up, like he grew up in Ottawa, and it's like, dude, when it's below 0 or below 32 for you Americans, like for 7 months of the year, you just sit in the gym and work out, like, so you don't have all the distractions that you do down in America.
No shit. Well, tariffs.
Yeah.
Well, we're running along. An hour, 30
All right.
minutes. If you guys stood this long listening to us, those hooligans, we appreciate you. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe. Get on Insiders if you're not already on Insiders. We're going to be doing some cool stuff in there. Obviously, like I said, would love to talk about the training camp. Unfortunately, at this moment, we can't. But when we can, you guys will have so much stuff to see and watch, and we're really excited to be able to do that. So I will tease that. Unfortunately, I don't know when I will be able to do that. That just is what it is. But it will be worth the wait, I promise. Thank you guys. I don't know what else to say. I'm fucking exhausted, and we made it. You guys carried us through. Corey's gonna get back to work in the call center. I'm gonna fucking go catch some Z's. We'll see you guys here next week, Wednesday, 9 p.m. on the East, 6 p.m. on the West, only on Smack Talk.
Exactly. I think you screwed up though.
Did I?
6 o'clock in the West, 9 o'clock in the East.
Oh, I said it backwards.
You did.
Okay. All right,
buddy.
Fuck Canada. We're out of here.